Imagine looking at your screen as your position drops violently. In 90 seconds, you are down $2,000. Your heart hammers against your ribs, and a cold flash of panic sweeps through your chest. Inside your head, a desperate voice is screaming at you to click sell immediately. It doesn't care about the chart anymore. It just wants to stop the physical pain of losing. You are now trapped in the central dilemma of execution. You can either react to that survival-based panic or find a way back to the logical strategy you spent weeks building. This choice determines everything. Our biological survival hardware actively sabotages our financial interests by prioritizing immediate emotional relief over mathematical logic. When traders succumb to that instinct rather than their plan, they become the statistical 95% who lose their capital in this window. Michael Marcus learned to override that sabotage. He is a legend of the markets who turned a $30,000 initial stake into $80 million over a single decade. His advantage wasn't a background in finance. He studied psychology at Johns Hopkins, which gave him an academic framework to understand how ego and fear drive market behavior. His early training took place in total chaos. He began trading commodities in 1972, right as President Nixon imposed price freezes that sent the futures markets into a violent frenzy. Marcus almost didn't survive. His early losses were massive, nearly destroying his account and proving that his own ego was his greatest professional liability. The turning point came through his mentor, Ed Seykota. Seykota drilled a foundational rule into Marcus. In the market, survival is more important than the pursuit of immediate victory. Ultimately, Marcus built his $80 million fortune by obsessing over the discipline required to survive his own psychological impulses. To strip emotion from his decisions, Marcus used a rigid three-signal methodology. The first pillar was fundamental. He required a clear structural imbalance between supply and demand. Next came technical confirmation. Unless the actual price action on the chart supports the fundamental thesis, the trade is discarded instantly. The final filter was market tone. Marcus watched how the price reacted to news. If the market stayed strong despite negative headlines, he knew the move was real. He used this discipline to identify the shark trap. While amateurs bought every initial breakout, Marcus waited for the move to fail. When the price violently snapped back, he entered a position that trapped the impatient traders on the wrong side. The core of his survival was asymmetric risk. He strictly refused any trade that didn't offer a potential $3 gain for every $1 risked. This mathematical shield allowed Marcus to be wrong on more than half of his trades while still building a massive fortune from the winners. Return to the losing trade. The chart moves violently against you, shattering your plan and triggering an immediate biological stress response. This is the amygdala hijack. Your primitive brain is interpreting a red number on a screen as a literal physical predator, demanding that you react instantly to survive. Elite traders feel this panic too. They simply engineered a structural delay between that feeling and their physical response. This is the 3-second circuit breaker. Before clicking the mouse, Marcus would force himself to count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. That pause creates a physical shift in your biology. It forces blood flow away from the panicked amygdala and back into the logical prefrontal cortex. Flawless execution requires physically forcing your logic to win the war against caveman survival instincts. Marcus sustained his discipline through daily journaling and meditation. These rituals allowed him to surrender his ego and view every trade as a simple data point. While amateurs exhaust themselves trying to master the market, the professional focuses entirely on mastering themselves. Big wins are only born from the ability to accept small losses without letting the ego interfere with the math. Trading success requires only 3 things: the patience for the setup, the math to protect the downside, and the stillness to survive yourself.